You're in a rush. Life is pushing you faster than you can breathe. And suddenly you lose something. Not something big, just a single shoe. But the real question is, when you lose something small, how do you react? One morning, as a train began to move, a man ran desperately to catch it. He jumped on just in time. But in that chaotic moment, one of his shoes fell onto the railway. The train picked up speed. There was no way back, no second chance. If it were you, what would you do? You would feel frustrated. You would regret it. You might even blame yourself. If only I had been more careful. That's a very human reaction. But this man did something no one on that train could understand. He calmly removed his other shoe and threw it onto the tracks, toward the one he had lost. Everyone around him was shocked. Why would he do that? Why give up the only thing he still had when he could at least keep one? The man smiled gently and said something simple, yet powerful enough to change how we see life. If a poor person finds the first shoe, they can also find the second. And this time, they'll have a complete pair. Most of us live with a familiar mindset. What have I lost? We regret, we complain, we hold tightly to what remains, even when it no longer has meaning. A single shoe is useless, yet we still keep it because it's ours. We fear losing more. We fear being left with nothing. But sometimes letting go creates more value than holding on. Think about your life. How many times have you lost an opportunity and kept replaying it in your head? How many times have you been hurt and carried that pain for years? How many times have you failed and told yourself, I'm not good enough? We hold on to the remaining shoe of our lives, a relationship that is no longer whole, a missed opportunity, an old version of ourselves. We hold on because we're afraid of losing more. But have you ever thought, if you let go, maybe someone else will find meaning in what you lost? That man didn't just lose a shoe. He chose to turn loss into a gift. He didn't let regret take control. He didn't let his ego lead his actions. Instead, he thought about someone else. We live in a world where everyone is busy protecting themselves. We calculate, we compare, we ask, what do I get from this? But rarely do we ask, who could benefit if I let this go? You may not realize this, but sometimes what you give away in your hardest moments becomes your most valuable act. When you're hurting, but still choose kindness. When you're losing, but still think of others. When you're struggling, but still choose to give. That's not weakness, that is strength. Life is not always fair. You will lose things you love. You will face days that don't go your way. You will experience moments you wish you could undo. But you always have a choice. You can hold on to the remaining shoe and live in regret, or you can let it go and turn it into hope for someone else. Here's the strange truth. When you live for others, you don't lose anything. You become richer, not in money, but in soul. One small action, one decision in a single moment, but it can ripple far beyond what you imagine. A poor man finding a pair of shoes might walk a little warmer. A story told again might awaken millions. A simple act of kindness can reshape how people see the world. Maybe today you are also losing your own shoe. Something didn't go as planned. Something slipped out of your hands. Something in your life feels incomplete. But don't just ask, why did this happen to me? Instead, ask, how can I turn this into something good for someone else? Because sometimes we can't control what we lose, but we can always choose how we respond, and that choice defines who we are. You are not defined by what you lose, but by how you turn that loss into something meaningful for others.
If this story touches your heart, Don't forget to hit like to support the video. Share it with your loved ones to spread this meaningful message. And remember to subscribe so you won't miss the next inspiring story.